Hello everyone, and welcome back to another benchmark video of God of War for PC. This time I'm going to be testing it with the GTX 1060, the 6GB version. Now before I go on with this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe down below. And also, whether you're new or you're already subscribed to my channel, it's very important that you go ahead and hit that bell notification in your YouTube mobile app. That way you can stay tuned to my latest videos. So without further ado, let's get to it. I'm going to stay on the usual settings here, which is 1080p, motion blur off. And for the graphics settings here, I'm going to use the mixture of low and original settings to keep it in line with my previous tests of the 900 series cards and see how well this thing performs. Now what I'm trying to do here is achieve a comfortable 60 FPS average. Let's see if that's possible. So far it looks pretty good. Now let's go over the system really quick. Once again, I'm using the 8700K platform, overclocked to 5 GHz and 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM running at 3200 MHz. And for the graphics card, I'm using the EVGA 1060 6GB version. Now this is not the most powerful 6GB version here for a 1060. It's a mini little card. It actually looks a lot, pretty much identical to the 3GB version, but nevertheless this is the 6GB version. It does require a 6-pin additional power to it. So this is not the most powerful, like I said, but it'll do the job and it should handle a game like this no problem. Also, it's slightly overclocked by 125 MHz on the core and 350 MHz on the memory clock, just to get a few extra FPS. So as far as comparison to the 900 series, this is pretty much on par with the GTX 970 with just a couple of FPS extra.
What did you find?
Tracks.
Something like
Not deer though.
5 to 8 FPS more. I think the GTX 1060 3GB version will be really close to a 970. But as you can see, it runs really good.
Yeah. But they're too
And you
round.
definitely have no issues
Good.
with all this open area here.
Oh. Now what?
This game does require a minimum of 3 gigs of VRAM, and that's what we saw in the GT 1030 earlier, that even though I had it overclocked, running at the low settings, it just would stutter like crazy. Just there's nothing you could do
Wait. Deer tracks.
to make it more smoother unless you really decrease the resolution. Now GTX 1060 6GB is still an excellent card. You really could play any game with it. Again, it's, you know, a little bit better, 5 to 10% better than the 970.
You broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
Wow.
Go.
Oh. There it is.
Hold. What are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better. Find it. Find it.
Let go!
No! You are not ready! Step back!
As you can see during the action scenes, it's really holding up well, so very impressed here. And a little bit of an overclock definitely helps. And that's the good thing about these modern cards. They're very easy to overclock without any issues. Going back as far as 900 series. It's just free FPS, and why not take advantage of it?
Draugr. They've never come this close to our woods before.
Keep moving.
Yeah, it's running really good here. The 1% low is good. Very smooth here. And yes, you could go down to all original settings.
There!
Probably get really close to 60 FPS.
You went in the old temple. My mom told me never to go in there.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses.
Can I have my bow back now?
Can you hit it from here?
We should get closer. I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. Never wanted to take me. Why now?
It was her wish. And it was time.
Okay.
Well, that wraps it up for this video here. On to the next card, the GTX 1070. We'll see how well it does, but as you can see, the 1060 does real well in this game, so I definitely recommend it. So I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.